out on my end.
I just lost Josh, but I'm saying we can
You
go ahead
just
and.
kicked me out.
I didn't kick you. Go ahead and Mr. Jeff.
Go ahead and cast, Jeff.
You can get her casted out, brother. Did you hear us?
And
There you go.
there we go.
There we go. We're fishing.
Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, along with my buddy Chad from Fields to Water. I
Go
am
ahead,
Josh, the
Jeff.
weekend angler,
He did. He got one out.
and tonight is our 2-hour Top Cat special. We do this once a month, and we have Mr. Jeffrey Rhone fishing with us tonight. Once he gets all set up, he'll come back over. We'll have a chat with him. I'm going to get us over to the. It never does go right. There we go.
He did. He got one out.
All right.
Looks like he's got good weather and a good spot tonight. So
I'll say it looks a lot better than it did felt down here the last day or two, but
it cooled off here.
It cooled down way the last 2 days, and then luckily tomorrow we're gonna bounce right back into the mid 70s, so we're good there.
Oh, very nice.
I'm gonna say hi to folks right here in chat while we got a minute free. We got Mr. Sampy, Lisa Swain, Brewer Boys Outdoors, Catch Fish with Us, Jason Lamb, good to see you. 205 Wild Action, hey buddy. We got Jeff Wilson, Miss Mama Cindy Stokes, Circle Hook Productions. What's up, Clint?
Hey, Clint.
One more.
You're good.
Oh.
Got Mad Catter Catfishing.
I got
Osborne. I'm sorry.
Catfish Pro just for fun. Catfish Pro with a Cast King reel, and that one way over there is just an old spinning reel on a fishing rod that I got from Jug and Jason.
Jug and Jason.
All right.
Oh, Jug and Jason's dedicated after fishing in single degree temperatures that day with y'all.
Oh, yeah. I was so lucky to be sitting here in my heated house while he did that.
Sometimes it works out nicely. You used to do that every year with the Winter Blues tournament.
I'm smarter than I look. I'm just telling you.
That's all it takes right there.
Get other people to fish for you when it's cold. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was really nice of Jeff. So we don't have questions of people claiming he had that pole out. Appreciate that. Because, there's our buddy, old pal, our sister from another Mr. Heather Stokes.
Hey, Miss Heather. I saw Mama Cindy was in here too. So
Yep. Fishing with Big Mike says, "What is Top Cat?" So, Big Mike, where you been?
We don't have questions of people.
Well, this is a 2-hour episode that we do once a month. People can sign up on the Facebook post to get in the drawing. Biggest catfish. At the end of the year, will be declared the winner.
Yep. Jerry Parker was our inaugural winner, and right now we're still holding. Let me get it pulled up here. It's running slow tonight. Right now, our Top Cat leader is Hunter Blackburn. He fished the very first round of season 2, and he's holding a 22.78 pound 2-fish bag there.
Yeah. Definitely been in a.
I like that guy around here.
You say you don't like that guy around there? He didn't hear me.
I didn't hear it.
He'll hear me in a second.
You don't want that guy around there?
Sorry about that.
He said he liked him.
Oh, he said he liked him. Okay, we're back here. Wabash Nate, we got Greg Burgess, Randy, old gray hair Swain, V. Smith, Let's see. Am I missing anybody here? Mark Barnum, Buck Williams, Jose 803 Pan Fisherman.
Hunter says, I'm 6 hours away. Hopefully the curse won't stay with Jeff.
Holy crap, get that and jump up.
There was just a fish jump there.
I ain't worried about the one jumping.
I
I want to
missed
see these rods move.
trying to get through the chat here.
He needs to jump up on that hook.
That's right. We've seen a few good ones move.
Jason Wilson.
That's JW.
There's Blackburn Outdoors.
Now, Hunter's curse. I hope I can break the curse, but I do have one of his fishing rods with me.
Well, he says he's 6 hours away, so hopefully that breaks the curse this time.
He's just here in spirit. That's like,
V, I don't know what did I advertise? I can advertise.
Oh,
again
she
in
was
October.
talking about advertising for Top Cat.
Oh, yeah, because she wants to be the only participant.
She wants to be the only person because the wheel doesn't like her.
Yeah, she's the new Mike Greenwell.
Yeah.
There's Danny Stone Outdoors.
I smell.
Only person in the world I knew that was mad to see me on the riverbank with him.
Who's that?
Danny Stone.
Danny Stone?
He walked down the steps down there at Kentucky Dam. It was matter and fire. I was there. Everybody else was happy to see me though. That's okay.
Well, you know.
I gotta imagine that Kentucky Dam's a pretty public spot. I'd hate to see somebody be upset somebody else is there.
Well, Danny's always upset when there's somebody that's 10 times better looking and a better fisherman than him. So he wasn't too upset when he seen Chris from Catch Fish with us.
Yeah, it's a good hearted.
Yeah,
it's a good hearted upset.
I get it. I like it.
Whoa.
There we go. Okay. Live action. Are you sure?
I missed it. Did he scare him that bad? He fell.
He scared him. He fell.
It's pretty slick out there, bud.
Oh, Danny said to Chad, that's because you lied and said you said you weren't
I
coming.
figured I'd give y'all some action one way or another. Well, I plan on catching fish.
Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trading these surgeries in. I sure don't want a fourth one.
Oh well, yeah. Let's not get hurt.
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
All right, let's get it.
All right. Once he gets his bearings back here, make sure he's okay. We'll get some info. Oh, got to get the stretch out. There we go.
Oh, I'm gonna be off. This is I did take a personal day for this, so I'll have today and 4 more days off.
Well, we may need a little bit of recovery after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a little recovery time anyway.
So Jeff, tell everybody where you're fishing at.
Well, this is not a secret spot. Everybody around here knows this is I'm on the Ohio River. I have the Anderson River right here, where it feeds into the Ohio River. The Cannleton Dam is probably a few miles up that way. The Newburgh Dam is a few miles up that way. I'm right here in, what is this? Troy, Indiana.
Oh, you're on the wrong side of the river too.
Okay, I know about where you're at there.
All the fish are over there on that other side, on the Kentucky side.
Huh? You say I've done better over here, although I fish over here a lot more. I do fish the Cannleton Dam some, but since they put that new plant in over there, I don't do near as well as I used to. I just stay hung up. Now I know people catch them out there, I do all right at Newburgh as long as I don't have Hunter with me.
So you're saying
Yeah.
you're proving that Hunter's bad luck.
It's hard to catch fish with that dude around. The first time I went fish, first time Hunter fished with me, we came out to this spot. He met me out at this spot right here. I was out here early. I was already out here fishing, and I've lost a real good one. I think I'd caught a 50 not long before that, right here in this spot, a 50-pound blue cat. Buddy, I'm like short and dense, and the guy I was fishing with, he's just dancing all around that mud, and everywhere I stepped, I'd sink into my ankle. Anyway, Hunter's pulls up, and it's a little walk to get to this spot. And he calls me, and I tell him where I'm at or whatever, like just walk down the path. And as he's walking up, I'm catching what I think was about a 14-pound flathead. So that was a pretty good first impression, I think. He seemed to think so.
There you go.
And I think that was probably the last one I caught that night because Hunter showed up, and he caught one that went over 30, one that went over 20, and one in the 10-pound range. We'd had a real good night, which to fish with somebody new, I talked to him a few times there on Facebook, and but I thought it was pretty cool for him to show up the first time and actually, catch something.
Yeah.
Get on some fish. I like the spot, but just because you like a spot don't mean it's going to pay off that day.
Yeah.
I was talking to Frank W. Boy, I wish I could pronounce his name, but it is so Polish I can't. But he's with the Indiana Catfishing Association.
Okay.
And talking about different, fishing different spots today. And I told him, I'd hate to go to a new spot, not knowing where the snags are, not knowing really what's being caught there. I figured if I, win or lose, I kind of wanted to just go somewhere that I was comfortable with, familiar with, and take my shots there.
Yeah, you're talking about Frank Whiskas Kakalia.
Yeah, that's right. Cat Daddy Nation. You got that.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Frank's a good guy, man. I enjoy getting to know Frank. Frank's really all right.
What's up, Buckman22?
Jason Wilson says catch at 50 plus again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. It's here. We've seen some good fish moving now, whether they're catfish or, I know people have been catching a spoonbill. I don't know about on this part of the river, but I know they've been catching some spoonbill and that sort of thing. But I ain't going to catch it at home.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth.
We fish. I'll pretty much fish all year. I fish on the days where I don't think I'm going to catch nothing because I just think you're better off going. It's and there's a certain amount of skill to casting and setting the hook and filling the bottom and getting out of snags and I think we easily get into a habit of, well, it's pretty nasty out, I don't want to go, it's pretty this, or I got this other thing to do and this and that, and then the next thing you know, you ain't been fishing in 6 months.
Yeah, that right there, it doesn't take much to do that.
No, it does not. It's before you know it, it's just, wow, it's been a while.
And some of the best days I've had have been on days where I was like, well, I don't know if I really even want to go out and do this, but you go out there and you end up on some good fish, and it makes the day worth it. Jeff Jason was asking what you're using for bait tonight. He's taking guesses in chat there.
I was not able to get fresh bait before I showed up today. I have a young man that I do a fish of the year and fish of the month contest. I got Big Tails Fish and Tackle as a sponsor, and we do our end of the year announcement from their shop. Anyway, some young lady who had won my fish of the month once and then won it again. She's after catching spoonbills with her boyfriend. Got to meet him and know him a little bit, and man, there's one moving right there. Anyway, he gave me some frozen shad and had a couple of frozen about 8-inch carp in there. So I've got a carp head on.
Oh, nice.
a shad head on, and on my rod way off to the right here on the spinning rod, I have the same guy gave me some crawfish. The crawfish aren't real big, but I thought it was different enough that when I used to live up in Gary, Indiana, we used them a lot, to go out there and catch channel cats. So I just thought that would be something a little different. I would prefer to have a handful of like live bluegill, and even if I used a couple of them for cut bait and one of them for live bait, but I just ran out of time today.
It happens.
That was
that is easy to do.
Yeah, we had to. My wife, she blames me for breaking the butt on one of her fishing rods. I don't really think I done it, but if you guys are married,
the rod, who done it?
you might know how that goes. Anyway, the bait shop up here, Big Tails, said that his rod guy he thought could fix it. So we were going to run out there, pick up some night crawlers. I wanted to pick up a couple of sinkers and then drop off her rod. Well, we pull up and his sign says, out to get bait, be back at 2:30. And this was 11, and we're just like, we're going to go have lunch, go home, go by doing our stuff. And I didn't have my truck packed from the night before. So when I got home, we were just a little bit tired. I don't move around as good as I used to. I get tired.
Me too.
So I'd got the truck loaded and I looked at the time and I was just like, we're going to just go set up our spot. Bringing these pallets were a little bit different. I knew it'd be pretty muddy out here. And if I had to, when I get the chance to land something, we'll land something tonight. We're going to catch some fish tonight. I see enough of them moving around. Something's going to happen.
That looks like a real good spot.
That's what I said. It's not a secret spot. Like everybody knows it. And I've been out here on a boat before catching crappie and bass. Lost a real good bowfin out here. I came out here not this January, but the January before. And from where that rod is on the left, and it takes a nice long cast to get to it from here. But hell, I come out here and caught like 6 real nice crappies just fishing from the bank in January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. That is just like, you talk about going on days that you don't think anything's going to happen. That was just really one of them days that paid off. When I was a kid, one of my best, we didn't have cable, didn't have a phone, whatever. And anyway, one of my best friend in school, he'd had cable and his grandma had cable. And most Fridays, he would tell me where he was going to be Saturday, especially like in the spring when it was nice. And I would meet him at wherever he was at, his mom's house or his grandma's house, Alan Richardson. Anyway, and we'd watch Bill dance, right? Watch Bill dance, Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin. Then we'd grab our fishing rods and go fishing. Well, one episode, he was on there, Bill Dance was on there talking about the barometric pressure and how rain affects the fish and, all this stuff. And my dad had caught and had mounted. Now, we were probably like in the 4th grade at the time. And my dad had a bluegill that was bigger. If I told you how big I really thought it was, there's no way you would believe me. It was just bigger than I could honestly say. Anyway, so like Alan would come to my house and he would, like, Dad had it mounted right as you walked in the door, and he would never come inside the house. He'd always just stand there and stare at that bluegill. So we're watching this, and I think whatever his opinion was ended up being different than mine. So we decided that my dad would be, he would be the final say in the matter of when the best time to fish was, right? So he's outside. Now, my dad, he was about 5'4", redheaded, kind of looked like Yosemite Sam, big red beard, angry about half the time.
Are we making fun of redheads now?
I was just thinking it sounded like you, Chad.
His name was Red since he was born, and very few people know his actual real name. That's how redheaded he was. People didn't even know his name. Everybody just called him Red. I think his employer one time paid him as Red.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so we get there, and Dad's patient with us. He listens to Alan's side, he listens to my side. He's just standing there smoking a cigarette, twisting his beard the whole time. And when we're done, he looks at us. He says, boys, the best I can figure it is anytime you can go is the best time to go. Yep.
Yep.
There's a lot
There
of
it
truth
is.
in that.
You know, there it is. Now I get, barometric pressure matters, and water being up and water being dirty, and you can learn things, like you hear, and I think it's true even with catfishing, but like you hear Kevin Van Dam, would talk a lot about like the strike zone. Like if the pressure is low and everything's in their favor, well, their strike zone is going to be a lot bigger. They're going to be more willing to chase fish, and when things are or chase bait, and when things are not in your favor, when the pressure is high and water's dirty and all that stuff, then their strike zone is going to shrink. You're going to have to have the right bait, the right color, be in the right spot at the right speed, and they can be more forgiving sometimes than others, but I like that anytime fishing stuff, man. That was pretty fun. When I started doing it was my mom and dad passed away within 6 months of each other. I'd lost my mom first, and then I lost my dad.
Oh man.
And when mom passed away, I said, I'm going to give myself a year to grieve. And, that's what I'm going to do. Well, dad gets sick, cancer in the heart, heart attack and cancer at the same time. And so he passes away. And I tell myself, all right, I have 6 months to go with mom. I'll worry about dad after the 6 months, right? I'll figure out how I'm gonna process all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it'd been a little over that. I think his birthday was coming up, like the anniversary of his birthday, and it was right around 2020. Anyway, some of the guys at work, they were doing because a lot of us were not getting to work our regular schedules. Anyway, one guy was doing woodworking, and the one guy was talking about his cousin making money on YouTube doing the video games. And I had recorded, done some videos. I used to have a digital camcorder. Anyway, I'd done some recording of a couple of bands that I knew some of the guys in. And I was thinking, I ought to start doing the fishing stuff. So that's kind of where all that started was just as a way of honoring the good parts of mine and my dad's relationship, was doing the fishing. And then the first episode that I done was just me telling that story. So I enjoy it. I love it. I enjoy the fishing. I enjoy, making the videos and editing, and I really enjoy sitting around telling stories. I do. I like it better when the fish are biting, but we'll be all right. Heck yeah.
Hunter Blackburn said, "Are you on the other side, or is it just the camera? You said your one rod's to your right, right? So it's just everything's backwards right now."
Yeah. Oh man, we'll move. I think I'm too far out. I'm on the Indiana side. I am fishing exactly where me and Hunter fished. I have the rod that's off camera is more in the area where he was fishing, and then these two are set up where I normally fish. He'll be able to figure that out. I mean, this is pretty much, and I know several guys that like to fish off of the stream here. But man, that when I caught my 50-pounder, I'd caught it right here. And when I lost that other one, the night that I caught that 14-pound flathead, I'd lost it right here also. All right, I'm gonna move these rods a little bit and try not to bust my ass.
I'll say I seen something swirl right out there.
Yeah, there was something swirling just a minute ago by that rod on the left.
And when I caught that 50-pounder, I'd started way out, and I was thinking, well, they might be moving in, so I'd moved them in, and man, it hit it. It wasn't 20 yards off the bank. All right, let's see if I can do this one. There we go.
What's up, Dave Funk? I missed anybody here. Lance McCoo guy.
I saw Lance where he said he was painting down in the dungeon again. So
Nice.
Not time for a sweatshirt.
I think we need to park it. It's cold.
Sun starts to go down. It gets a little bit chillier really quick, doesn't it?
Well, good. Like that 5-ounce sinker is going to hold just fine. All right, I'm going to check this other one way over here. We got to walk up the hill for that. Heard of Debbie? About ready for your light, aren't you?
Is what?
About ready for your light.
Still light.
You'd think that channel coming right up into that from the Ohio into the Anderson would be a great spot right through there.
We fished near that area, not right there where he's at, but we were within a mile of it.
Yeah, well, I've seen Cindy was saying that back when they fished the monsters on the Ohio, that's about down there where they
That was we had been struggling for fish, and we were, I guess, a little on the downstream side of the Anderson River, and that's where we started finding our fish. So, Jason Wilson, it goes 2 hours each session. That's once a month, and we run that from October through September is a season. So each October we start a new season of Top Cat.
Yeah.
Now now whoever ends up with the big fish is just bragging rights.
No, we usually I don't know what we have in store for the winter this year, but we always make sure there's some prizes go their way, and I've been wanting to get a plaque or something made too, so we may have to work on that.
I'm gonna tell you, do what you want. I ain't the boss of y'all at all. But you gotta give it up for Jug and Jason out there fishing in dang 9-degree temperatures. Y'all couldn't have pulled somebody from Florida.
Oh yeah, he was wow.
Yeah. That dude. He was.
And that's been kind of the interest. So last year it was a lot of folks that were already in the, like I don't know what you could call it, Josh. The people that watch, right? That were already watching the catfish community, the YouTubers that were kind of already involved. This year has been a little bit different, where it's been more people coming through from the Facebook side. Not that you guys don't have stuff, but we hadn't really seen before, right? So it's been kind of cool to see. Unless your name is V Smith, who is very upset that you guys were getting chosen, because she's been trying, but it's really nice.
It's been new faces this year. I really like that because we the first season of Top Cat there we had like Chad said, it was most of the folks that were kind of familiar faces in the online tournaments. We've been doing those for a few years now in different manners, but it was nice to see new names. I've met just so many new people this year just did this season of Top Cat.
Now, are you guys coming out for the Catfish World Champions?
Yes.
Awesome.
TBD for me.
I will definitely be there the first day, no matter what. And I'm sure I'll be there the evening on the second day. Jason's doing a kids tournament. Oh, it's his tournament. He knows where it's at. I have to admit, I think it's in Gentryville. They have like a little city lake out there in Gentryville. And I told him I'd go out there and give him a hand with that.
Yeah.
That
I talked to Steve the weekend before last when I was down there at Kentucky Dam, and You know, for me, it'll all depend on how the wife's feeling. So,
Uh,
but the plan is, yes, we wanted to come down at least to
Yeah,
see the event
we're looking forward to that one. And man, it's going to be here
before you know it.
before we
This
know it.
year's
I mean,
going.
we're less than a month now.
if you haven't been to Owensboro, that area is so nice.
Oh,
Lots of good,
we love Owensboro. Owensboro's not too far of a drive for us. So
yeah. I'm like I do my shopping in Owensboro. Like we're 20 minutes from Owensboro.
oh wow,
Oh
okay.
wow, okay.
Yeah, it's which we're getting. We're going to get a room and just stay. Overnight. Are we getting a room? I think no, we're not getting a room. We're
You
getting.
might get around.
We went and got a room. I thought we were going to get a room for that, but with Jason's thing, I don't want to have to go from Owensboro to Gentryville, and living so close to home. I'd got our tickets to. We just recently had our 19-year anniversary, and I got her tickets to Leanne Morgan, the stand-up comedian.
Oh, awesome. And happy anniversary, by the way.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, 19 years, not too bad.
Not
I
bad
think.
at all.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
yeah.
went down there and that's why I got confused about the rooms or whatever. But it's like I said, it's a 20-25 minute drive. It's not far at all. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of E and her Golden Whiskers Award, and I'm sure it's a different Steve you was mentioning, but the day that probably the day after, I think, but the day that she messaged me was the same day as the national championship game, was my first day of vacation. And that morning I'm out in my shed, doing some stuff. And Steve messaged me and told me that I was the hooker of the month. Steve Hooker Thomas.
Yep.
And I just never even realized I'd be eligible to be hooker of the month. That's I didn't think I ran in them circles. I'm pretty proud of that. Which the fish that I caught, I was fishing in this spot, and anyway, there was a bunch of fish moving. I wasn't sure what it was, and it ended up being stripers. Right. Well, back in 2005, I at a different spot, I caught a 17.5-inch white bass, which was good enough for the Indiana White Bass of the Year that year. They do a Fish of the Year contest, and it's for like every species in Indiana. Right.
I know that.
So last year I won. I submitted actually then it goes by length. It doesn't go by weight. Last year I submitted the longest fish entered, which was 47-inch blue cat, which was the 50-pounder I'm talking about. I caught right here.
Nice.
So I come out here and I hooked into that fish, that striper. I don't know how much striper fishing you do, but it like when they're swimming in muddy water, it's hard to tell if it's a striper, a wiper, or a white bass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, if that's a white bass, that may be my fish of the year. My third fish of the year in a row. So I went to go get it, and I was fishing with like 4-pound test. I had my ultralight rod with me. And man, as soon as I hit that edge of that mud, I just sunk straight in. I was like, ah. So I ended up crawling out there, my feet just sinking up to the knees. I did not have a camera going. I had my GoPro on, and I haven't figured out a way to actually make a decent video with me sinking in the mud and all that stuff. But ended up grabbing the fish, and like when I grabbed the fish, I'm in the mud up to both my knees. My left arm is up past my elbow, and I've got that dang fish in my hand. I'm like, I bet that's a striper. And I go to move it. I end up like burying the fish, to move. So I got one leg out of the mud, reached back, grabbed the fish, threw it up on the bank, laid there for a second thinking, all right, old man, you're fat and over 50. Like you're starting to breathe a little hard. You better figure this out. I knew, like I just talked to Deborah. So I'm like, if I sit here for like 2 hours, I know she'll come and get me. Like I don't have to cause myself to have no heart attack or nothing. But I ended up, just taking a short break and then getting out of the mud and doing a little video and getting a picture and all that. And I don't know. I enjoy all that shit. All that stuff. I like it. Good times. Got to have some adventures. You know what?
Oh, absolutely. And there's our friend Catfish and Crappie. I hope you're healing up, my friend.
Jason Wilson said, one thing about it, Jeff will keep you entertained. Lots of great stories. That's part of it. That is,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jason, that's my number one cuz right there, man. We
there you
grew up in Kentucky, and his mom, like after we got older, she would tell stories that she just knew if one of us got caught doing something, the other one was doing it too. Like it was a case to where I think both of us had gotten in trouble for stuff that we may not have even been involved because one of us got in trouble.
Just one guy.
It's like spankings all the way around. Like everybody's getting it today. Jason, when I first moved back to Kentucky, I think I'd helped somebody move from Florida back to Gary, and then I drove back, and I was fishing with a friend of mine, and I was only working part-time at the time, and I think I fished like night and day, like 4 days in a row. And Jason was telling me, he's talking about Lake Malone. He's like, oh man, they're going to be biting tonight. We ought to go. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to go. And my dad's like, you better go. So I went, and we get there, and there's some guys fishing in the pier, like where Jason was wanting to fish. And we were fishing in the spot that like wasn't the good spot. And about an hour after dark, they got up and left, and we went over there. And about an hour later, which I think we probably had like 3 rods out a piece, bobber fishing with liver. And one rod would go down. The next rod, the bites got so fast that we had to start just fishing with one rod. And it, like, for the first 6 fish, I want to say it was like a 2-pounder, a 4-pounder, a 5-pounder, a 6-pounder, an 8-pounder, a 12-pounder. It was just one bigger one right after the other. And it was definitely the first time that I'd ever gotten into like that size of catfish. Fishing up in northern Indiana, we really didn't run into any like 20s and 30s, like ever. Not in the people I was fishing with. But I learned a lot that night, man. That was a good learning experience, because if we would have known actually like how to handle the catfish, how to get them on the stringer, and that sort of thing, been a little quicker on the draw, I think we could have caught twice that many fish. I'm sure Jason feels that way too. Yeah, but you got to learn, man. That's the way it goes. And it turned out to be a really good night. And I'm glad I went, and we've gotten better since then. And man, I don't know nothing, because these fish are moving everywhere, and I ain't catching anything.
Seems to be the top cat curse lately. Like I said,
yeah. Last year the bank anglers had it.
Yeah,
last year, the bank anglers were on top of it. The boat guys couldn't catch a break, and this year it's top cats spreading the wealth or spreading the love around. Everybody's having trouble this year.
Has Hunter? Is he the only one that's caught a fish?
No, he's we've had. Let me pull it up over here real quick and look.
We've had a few fish caught.
Hunter was the first one. He's still holding the lead. Alva Jones fished in November. He caught 1 fish.
See, I must not have seen that one, because the other night or the other day, I like went to look, and just to kind of get a feel for the for how you guys do your videos, right? Plus, I enjoy this kind of content anyway. Like, I've watched Hunter's and Zach's and Jason's, and also watched I'm forgetting her name. Whoever was fishing off the pontoon.
That's
Jody.
Pontoon Jody.
Yeah, Pontoon Jody. I know I'd already watched, like, I'd watched that one almost in real time. Probably one of those deals where I just had it in my earbud while I was doing something else. But I just don't remember a lot of fish being caught. So I'd kind of made up my mind. Either I'm going to catch fish or I'm going to tell a lot of stories. This is we're gonna keep it going.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun no matter what.
So I'm enjoying it.
That's right. So after I'd gotten started, like, doing the videos and stuff, man, got one jumping right there. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna tie something on that yellow rod. Kind of cut. Which after I caught that fish of the year in 2005, I kind of come up with the idea of doing my own fish of the year, fish of the month contest, and I've refined it. Like, we're in our 6th year. Like, I've refined it some. Like, it started off being, I don't think we had a fish of the month to start with. It was just fish of the year. And it was one winner, right? Like, no age groups, no sex groups. It was just one winner. And after the fifth one, we started getting more entries, and I realized like, hey, we got to open this up for more people and start doing the fish of the month. And it's really grown. Right now, I'm sitting on about 110 entries from 21 states. And if somebody wants to enter it, all they have to do is just send it to me at my email, which is jfbfishofyear@gmail.com, or send it to me on Facebook, or go follow me on Facebook, and I'll post about twice a month, like the little flyer that I have for my Fish of the Year contest, just post underneath there. I had an entry 2 days ago, and it's the young lady who won my youth female Fish of the Year last year. They fish out of Texas. They're part of the Gar Reapers group that they have, and they do like tournaments. And I really like those guys. They're very family oriented. They're out there fishing with their wives and their kids, and it's like pretty nice group or whatever. Anyway, last year she won with a flathead catfish. Well, the fish her mom entered the other day for was a like 89 3/4 inch alligator gar.
Oh God!
Holy cow!
And this young girl, she ain't bigger than my thumb to start with. And I seen the video. She caught it. She set the hook. She double set the hook.
That's
She
7.5
in.
foot freaking long.
I was gonna say it's almost 8 foot.
Yeah, it was huge. Not only that, but she won their tournament, and I guess there was like $1,700 on the line.
Ooh,
Oh wow!
a big old gar.
I said I think she's gonna be my first back-to-back Fish of the Year winner. I'm proud of her, man. I'm proud to be
That's an awesome catch.
To know those guys and to all that stuff. Her and her dad's out there fishing, and pretty good group of people. I think she'd caught that when she'd won on that catfish, she'd caught it on accident. And like the way that I do the contest, I just do it with popular vote. Like whoever gets the most likes, whenever I post it, whoever gets the most likes. So it doesn't matter like how big or small it is. And month that she'd entered the catfish last year, I really thought she should win. I mean, it was about a 30-pound flathead, with this tiny little kid, and a buddy of mine's kid caught a little bluegill, just big smile. And of course, like when it just comes down to popular vote, then, you can, you could tell people, hey, go vote for my kid, go vote for my kid. So Colin won with his little bluegill, and I like Colin, and me and his dad have been friends for a very long time, since I've been about 12 years old, I think. So I just thought it's kind of neat how Colin wins with his little bluegill for Fish of the Month, and she lost her Fish of the Month with what everybody would call a deserving fish, but she does get to come back and win for Fish of the Year. Pretty awesome, man. I thought that worked out really great. Heck
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I love it, man. I thought about quitting doing it in that third year because, I'm not really making any money doing this. I'm kind of just doing it for fun, and it gets to be a grind and taking up a lot of time. And that the first 2 years I done it, my niece won the first year, Jason's boy won the second year, which was cool because both of them, not really. Anyway, both of them, the years that they won with fish that they caught while they were fishing with me, right? Anyway, I like to get these kids knowing that if they're going to catch big fish, they gotta go to me, right? I got Jason's boy said, if you want to catch a big fish, you got to fish with cousin Jeff. Anyway, that third year was the first time somebody won that I didn't know at all, and she was a 6-year-old. She was kindergarten age. And we'd went to do the video. Well, we done it outside, and it was like really cold, like presenting her the trophy and stuff. So it's cold. We're done. Everybody's racing back to the trucks, and I'm putting up my camera stand. And I really wish I'd had my camera still going because she stopped, and like she was the only person in her world, right? Like she didn't know anybody else was watching her or anything. And she looked down at that little trophy, and it's just like this little trophy that costs more to ship it than it does to buy it. And she looked down at that little trophy, and she goes, "Is this even real?" And I was like, "Well, Jeff, you got to keep doing this."
Oh, that's awesome.
We were crying.
Yeah, we were teared up pretty good on the way home.
Is this even real?
Yeah, is this even real? So that's pretty cool, man. I'm happy to be able to do that for somebody. That is, I said,
not-
that's one of the lines I've been using now because I just stop everybody I see. Anybody that I think even likes fishing remotely, I stop and tell them about that contest. And like one of the things I'll tell them is like everybody likes winning fishing contest. That's where like in my Facebook group, anytime I see anybody else's contest, like I have a Facebook group that's the JFE Fish of the Year group, right? Anytime I see anybody else's contest, like Steve Hooker Thomas's, these contests, any of them, man, I always just try to share it to that group because everybody likes winning fishing contests. Not everybody can really go do tournaments. No, not everybody can get on the boat and travel and do all that stuff. So like with what you guys are doing, man, this is awesome. I absolutely love it, and I would love it more if I heard drag. Right.
Well, there we go. Yeah.
But even without it, it is just really like I feel like it's a service to the fishing community at large that you're giving people a chance to say, "Hey, go fish your spot at this time and see what you can do."
Yep.
And that was kind of the thing that brought Top Cat into existence. Is Chad started doing the online tournament thing in 2020, I believe it was.
I think something like that, yeah.
And we would have tournaments where you might have 7 or 8 folks up there fishing at the same time, and we had a blast with it. I mean, we ended up becoming friends with a ton of people through these things, and but Top Cat allows us to go in and just kind of get to know one angler, and it's been awesome that we've had new faces showing up for season 2 because we're getting to know new people. And Danny's in here. Danny Stone is already wanting to do a live or at least fish with you because Danny's.
I'm watching on your feed, and I'm I'll just say this: I'm down for all that stuff. Like I'm not watching it on YouTube, so I can't see the comment. But anybody, they just want to send me a message if they're in this area. I'm pretty easy to get along with. Now, if I go to swing and miss, I might let out a unfortunate word, although I'm going to do my best not to do that today. But I'm just out fishing.
It happens. It happens from time to time. So
I'm sure V Smith has said worst every time the wheel spins.
Oh, every time that wheel spins, V invents a new word, I think.
She's a character, man.
Oh, yes,
oh,
she
we
is.
can see them rods now. All right, I'm gonna have to move these and recast.
For as tiny as she is, though, I will say she got a pretty decent sized heart.
Mm-hmm.
She I don't remember exactly when it was, but I thought recently she got into a really good fish.
She caught an okay flathead not too long ago. I mean, being that she's 30 pounds soaking wet, the fish looked a lot bigger than it was, and then her husband, he lies for her all the time, and
oh, that is rotten.
yeah, that's me. I've been caught a lot worse, Jeff.
All right, there's one. Watch your head, dude.
There's one out jumping again.
Yeah, he just pulled that in.
That's all real close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nubby said she.
That was kind of cool there. It like left a camera trail there for a second.
Man, I am right on top. That dang fish is right there. That's the good stuff is when you try and set the rod in the rod holder and that rod's shaking the whole time. You got a fish out there. I've done that sauger fishing out of the Candleton Dam. It had to, I was trying to fish with live bait and fish with a jig. I have the live baits into the side. Like, you got a fish.
Chris.
first time I took her out to the, first time I took my wife fishing. Now, I knew she liked fishing. We had started dating on January 1st. Right.
Look at the rod tip.
Mhm.
So, really didn't fish in the winter. Anyway, so it got to be spring. I went to take her fishing. One of the little spots that I knew held crappie. And I'm sure she knew about the spot. She's from here. Anyway, I'm being a gentleman and I'm putting her bait on and taking her fish off and, setting everything up. And like the bite had slowed down. So I got to moving around a little bit, to try and look for a little better, see if I can find them somewhere else, right? You're bank fishing, you're going to wear the spot out for a minute. You got to move. Anyway, she cast over this tree limb. And, we're bobber fishing. I was thinking, well, babe, you want me to get that for you? And she was like, no, I think I got it. And she was just reeling down real slow, real slow. And as I'm walking up to her, like I'm going to take the rod from her and fix it, she takes and flips her wrist. And that bobber comes out of the water, the sinker comes out of the water, the minnow comes out of the water, and then it lands right on the other side of the stick. Minnow goes down, sinker goes down, bobber hits the water, and then just keeps going down, and she'd caught a crappie. Just right there. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good stuff. And I'll take her fishing, and a lot of times I'll do the same stuff. I'll bait her, put bait on, and take fish off and all that stuff. But if we're going to one of these city lakes and we're keeping fish and we start running onto them, if they start biting, she knows she's on her own. And she's perfectly fine with it. Like she doesn't really like handling the fish. She'll use a glove. But hey, if that's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
She's old country girl. She's been
fishing on this river ever since I was old enough to hold a rod.
Heck yeah. Her dad's had her out on the river. She's the oldest, so she got to do all the stuff with dad right off the bat.
Yeah.
I think she's even done a little more hunting. And if she's done a little bit of hunting, she's done more hunting than I have. I've always been more into fishing than hunting. That's where I love fishing, like from October to about March, because nobody else is out here,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It gets nice out there then.
Or if you do run into people, it's people that like they love the game of fishing. Like they love it. They're not, it's not. And then I don't have nothing against people who only want to go when the weather's nice and the fish are biting. I really don't. Like I get it. Don't do stuff you don't like doing. You don't like being outside. You don't like just standing there looking at the river waiting on a bite. I get it. Don't do it. Go home. Leave it for me.
I'm with you.
That ain't right at all, is it? Come on now. We at least need to get one on Hunter's rod.
Right?
That's definitely the one. Although that just for fun catfishing rod, that is actually the first, I'll call it real catfishing setup I ever bought. Because before that, I was using them, the push buttons or like a big spinning reel. And never, the spinning reels that I have, which I've looked for them at the shops around here, but I haven't found any. I haven't found any of the the big spinning reels that have the bait clickers on them, so it's always just whatever it is, and I'm sure they've got them on Amazon and stuff. You guys can see everything all right?
Oh, yeah, we see good.
Great picture.
Man, I got these, talk about Jason quite a bit, and I'll talk about Hunter quite a bit. Jason, so I come out here and fished with Hunter that first time. Well, the next time we got together, Jason was there. And Jason, and I had done absolutely nothing on TikTok up until that point. And Jason does pretty good on TikTok. He sells different items and makes a little bit of money on TikTok. And he was telling me about how to set my TikTok stuff up and do this and do that. And I'm pretty happy because I showed him how to set up his Facebook page, to get paid and enter the information and stuff. And he's actually made a little money on Facebook. And like I said, it's pretty cool because from him setting me up on TikTok, I've actually made a little money and gotten free stuff on TikTok.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So the light is the light that I'd got from TikTok, man. And it is one of my favorite things to make videos with because, all right, I catch that 50 pounder and I've made a few like shorts with that, right? But the lighting is so bad. You know, when I'm using them Coleman lights, and those Coleman lights are fine if you're not making videos. But if you're making videos, you need light. You know, you need to throw light. And I really wish I would have had this thing when I caught that. You know, I think it would have just made for, you know, it would have made it better for other people. Because I've learned like people don't, when you're making videos and stuff, I don't think people really want to see your highlights. Because there's a reason why, like the rod bending over and you fighting the fish, but you don't get to see the fish. There's a reason why those videos do so well. To where like you land the big fish, you look at them numbers, those videos never do as well as just the rod bending.
Yeah.
And those are the videos I hate. I want to see the dang fish.
Hey,
I don't.
But you know what's funny is I've posted like exactly what you're saying, and people be like, "Where's the fish?"
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
but then you don't want to watch them when I post the fish. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, it's because you know why it does well because of what you just said. Because people are going to get on there and say something about it. You know, they're going to get on there and complain. Is that rod moving? Oh, I bet you got to turn off all that music. That one on the right might have just been. I feel like that's getting enough light. Yep. I love it. It's exciting. I enjoy doing it all. I'll sit and brainstorm different stuff, you know, because you don't always catch them. And I enjoy making the videos. And I must say, I come up with the idea. I may not be the first one. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. But I do these little videos. Now they don't kill. They get about 1,000 to 2,000 views. But it's like I'll catch a fish and I'll hold it up and I'll just ask bait plate or lake. You know, like bait plate, throw it back in the lake.
Yep.
And you know, I enjoy doing it. I get pretty positive feedback from it. I'd made recently, you know, made a design and had some stickers printed up to I've got a few of the paid Facebook subscribers. It's just like $1 a month. I can't see actually charging a whole lot for it, especially if I'm not offering anything. So I'd made up the stickers and sent those to the people that are subscribing. Now I do at the end of this year, when it'll be the first year I'll do it, I'll have a subscriber's favorite for my fish of the year also. I'll let all my subscribers pick their favorite for the end of the year. And I love doing that stuff. I got to get better at like the monologue part of it, like the storytelling part of it. The going
Really? I think that'd be the part you'd be like awesome at.
Imagine that.
You know, there's nothing wrong with being okay at something and wanting to get better.
You're not wrong.
That
I'm
right
telling you,
there,
this is like the
yes,
easiest
absolutely.
night that I have had, and I couldn't tell you how long.
I do every year whenever I do that because there's so many kids involved with it. I try and come up with something about the ones that didn't, like I try and have a message for the ones that didn't win, you know, because I get it, like with it just being a popularity contest, some of the kids caught bigger fish than the winners. And they, you know, when I was a kid, I get, you know, you think you should win and you deserve it because you caught the biggest one, but you didn't get the votes, right? So I always try and have a message for them, like, you know, about just because you lost this time doesn't mean you're gonna lose next time. And there's, you know, like being part of your story, or, you know, just strive to do better, or, you know, just something, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like that's part of it is pretty important, and I hate to just see anybody get too heartbroken. Oh yeah.
It's all part of life. You gotta learn to deal with it.
One of the harder parts of doing all this was even because like I said, the first few years, you know, I didn't even think about having like any sponsors involved. And then that third year of doing it, you know, we went and done it outside, and it was just, you know, it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to continue to work doing it outside. It was just too cold. So I'd ask Jim over at Big Tails, you know, if he would let me do it in his shop. And of course he did. And then then after I was done, I was thinking, well, hell, I'll just see if he'll be a sponsor. Chip in a little money because we do a $50 gift card. And we've got 3 sponsors now.
Oh, cool.
We have a private sponsor. Then we have the local gas station, Rebels gas station, which that guy has been really, really great about it. He's just like, you know, whatever you need, just let me know. And, you know, this is the kind of thing I want to be involved with. And then another guy that does carpentry work, Sibral Carpentry. He's a sponsor of it too. And it would be not, oh, there we go.
Oh.
It would be nice to have some like national sponsors involved, but there ain't no reason to get in a hurry about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's with getting, like I said, I think I'm at 110 entries from 21 states. Getting all those extra, you know, all those entries, man, I had to figure out a way to even keep track of it all. But when it's 30 or 40 for the year, it's not too hard. But when I'm up to, I should have at least 30. Well, I'm at 30 this month. I'm really hoping to get 40, which would break my record. And last year we had 140 entries from 17 states. So we've already broke the state's record. And man, I would really, I mean, I know we're going to beat the 140. Let's see, being here in Indiana, and I was telling you guys about the Indiana Fish of the Year. And I would just encourage anybody that's watching, you know, you should know whatever state you're fishing in, you should know what kind of contest they offer. Like I know Illinois offers several. Kentucky does master angler and trophy fish. I think Ohio does some. Anyway,
Ohio fish don't count.
Oh, Ohio's terrible. Shit, what was I thinking? Anyway, so in 2024, Indiana had 170 entries for their fish of the year. All right. So when I had my 140 for 25 and the Indiana numbers hadn't came out yet, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm right on their tail, right? Well, Indiana's numbers come out and they had 254 entries. Now, so I was off by quite a bit. And I also think of the 254 entries, I was probably 75 of them. So I really like my, not that I could do anything other than just talk about it and tell people about it, but I would really like to see like 400 entries this year and just surpass Indiana by far.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Now it's going to be difficult to do because every time I'm talking to somebody about my contest, I'm talking about Indiana. But I'll be honest, almost nothing would make me happier than somebody who's involved in my contest win their state's contest, whether it be Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, wherever. I just think that's awesome. I love it. And I actually like last year. So you look at the Indiana, you know, like they have their little fishing guidebook. You get this year's fishing guidebook in Indiana. You open it up, right there where it talks about fish of the year. There's my name, like right at the top, right? I was pretty excited about it. I always kind of dreamt about that since I was a kid. 8 Allen, except for back then, it wasn't fish of the year; it was state record. And in a lot of ways, I like the fish of the year better than the state record because in Indiana, I'm pretty sure to get the state record, you have to kill the fish. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
If I read the rules right, now they may weigh it and then let you release it, you know, like after they weighed it, but just to like read the rules, I'm pretty sure like it has to be available for inspection if they want to inspect it. So I like the fish of the year because I can just measure and let it go.
Yeah.
So I would love to and I stop myself from doing it all the time, but where it says like I entered the longest fish, which is what got my name in there, because they don't have the list in the book. They send you to their website. I would love to say I caught the biggest fish in Indiana last year, but I know that's not true because, for one thing, all right, you guys may remember back in, I think it was 2002, Bruce Midkiff, it was right when I moved to this area. Bruce Midkiff was fishing the Ohio River down at the Council Dam and caught, I believe, what was a 104-pound blue cat. And it was the Indiana state record simultaneously with the Kentucky state record. So Hunter catching that 70-pounder last year, not measuring it and not sending it in, should have been like the fish of the year. He should have had me on this fishing rod right here. So I want to say,
Good job, Hunter.
that, but I can't say that. My buddy definitely caught a bigger fish than me. So he didn't know me at the time. And the thing of it is even after he got to know me, and I would tell him all the time, I'm like, just like have a tape measure with you, measure the fish, take a picture of it, and then go on with your life, right? You can just send it in, and you win or you don't, right? And he still has a hard time measuring the fish. Come on, Hunter, you can do it, buddy. That's pretty good dude right there out there. Fish with them kids.
Danny said we just broke another record. The longest Chad has ever gone without saying anything.
Shut up, Danny.
Well,
hey, when you have a good guest, it's making it easy on me.
I know, right?
What are the views like tonight?
We got
about almost 50 people watching right now.
Okay,
it's been up and down, but we've been holding 50, no problem.
I think what is your record? A little over 100 sustained.
Yeah, probably about that on a top cat.
Okay. Now, what is Catfish Weekly exactly?
Well, Catfish Weekly is the longest running talk show about catfish. We are on season 11 or 12 now?
I thought we're past that. I thought we're probably up to like 13 at this point.
I would say we're at least 11 or 12 seasons. I can't remember how many we've done it now. Years. So
did you guys do like a magazine at one time? Am I wrong about that?
No, that's not
No.
anything that I know about. So there was some other fellas that started this. Lyle is still around, but everybody else is long since gone. But so Catfish Weekly was originally designed to talk about and promote the world of catfishing, but also to educate, right?
Right.
And after this many years, and you got so many people out there doing it, we've added stuff like this to kind of switch things up just a little bit.
Right.
Last week we did an episode that was fully educational around dragging or trolling for catfish, and then this week we do the top cat. We kind of switch it up, week to week of what we're doing, but this is one of the events that we kind of did to break the monotony of just talking educational type stuff, right? So
well, I got a message. I got a message from the boss. He said it started in 2014. So
I didn't message you.
I said I got a message.
And if he can't join us on the stream, he's not the boss. I've got news for him. He can go and eat that nasty pizza he sent us a picture about.
Oh, that thing is disgusting.
I bet he swallowed that whole.
He's pulled a few out. He's pulled a few absentee days. He needs to pick whatever that problem is.
He's pretty much retired. I think he's enjoying retirement.
He's earned it though. I mean, he did.
Right.
So 2014, so 12 years. I was right.
Oh, there's Keith from Fishing Stuff. That's kind of what I was thinking of too.
Catfish Now. Yeah, I forgot about Catfish Now.
I used to like that.
That Fishing and Stuff channel, man. That dude, he has it. Whatever it is, he has the right stuff. That channel is awesome.
Jeff, if you didn't know, all of that guy's ideas he stole from me and Josh. he used to. I mean, I guess I gave him so many ideas he stopped calling, but he used to call me at least 2 to 3 times a week asking me for ideas of what to do and how to become a big YouTuber. And he's finally made it. And I guess
if he ain't gonna call you, just text him the ideas. He just needs to keep going.
Now he just texts me and tells me how much he loves me.
Is it? Does he send you like he's a text? Does he send you a little check every month or something? That's
No, he texts me a picture of the check that I got for him. That's all he does.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm gonna have to move this up.
Just kidding. We all love our buddy Keith. He's a good dude.
He's good people, man.
He really is.
Dude, that channel is just so awesome. That is definitely like, and I say that, and I know that's not even the kind of stuff like I want to do.
And you know what? A funny and what I do love about Keith is you made his day. Just he's probably sitting there grinning ear to ear, thinking, you know, he is the most modest person. Oh, never mind. Screw him. Tell me to shut up. He told me to shut up.
He told Chad to shut up.
Damn.
I got to step away and go do this other rod over here.
No problem.
And got but about 45 minutes left, I think.
Boy, I've got something in store for Keith. As we picked up some more of we got a step closer to it this weekend.
After what he just said in chat, I got something in store for him.
No, it's going to be good when it gets done. So
rude.
He's over there exciting his rod. Did you hear it going off?
No, I heard him, but I didn't hear that.
Hey, I got that from that Catfish and Carp channel.
It sounds like a little car alarm.
Oh, nice.
And he touched it wrong, so it went off like he was catching
I don't
something.
know what happened. I had one that used to go on my microphone, and I bought it to use fishing. And I had it in here one night, Chad, and
we don't have any bait on this one.
Who was
well,
it?
You can't catch fish if you.
Who was it? It was you and Greenwell and Chris Lee, and it was when Mikey yelled that bad word, and I recorded it into that thing.
Yeah.
I'm fishing with him Sunday.
Keith, I will take a screenshot of that and send that to Jeff. And no, not the part where he said shut up. I did tell Jeff I did send him a friend request.
And he's talking about Catfish Meow.
Send a private message.
That dang thing. That's the light biter.
Well, how do I do that? What the hell? All right. Okay. There we go. All right. I sent it to him. I sent him that way so he has your email there, Keith. Keith.
Come on now.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to walk without slipping in.
Yeah, you've already had your allotment of falls. You can't have no more of those.
I don't know what the record for falls is, but I don't want to set it. I think one is plenty.
Keith, Jeff is fishing the Ohio River over near Troy, Indiana.
I did have one, well, two really, but the first video on Facebook, like a short go, what I would call viral for me. It reached almost like 140,000.
Oh, wow.
I was going to fish the Newburgh Dam with Hunter, Jason. Probably a couple people were supposed to show up and didn't. Anyway, so like I wrote out a few scripts and stuff. I'm like, hey, do this video, do this video, do this video. Facebook does this thing like, where you gotta, where not you don't have to, but where they tell you do 12 shorts this week or 20 shorts and so many comments. And the problem is when you do that, then they'll end up flagging you for doing it too much, right? So anyway, like I actually wanted to go fishing and do like some content creation that day. And it was going to be cold. And I didn't know that we were really going to catch fish or not. Actually, it was a nice day. It was in December, but it was like a warm day in December. I think it was a Saturday. Couldn't have been a Saturday. Hunter was there. Anyway, not important. So I get out there and I think Hunter catches one right off the bat. I know that's a shocker. And I hadn't even started making like videos yet. I got my stuff set up. We got there, like we were there before an hour before the sunrise and got out to our spot. And this is on the Newburgh Dam. We weren't fishing on the dam, but we were fishing like there's a little island. It's not really a little island, but anyway, sandbar. Well, you know, the winter is sauger season, really more so than catfish. And I see this boat coming up, like heading right for my line, like cast going right over the top of my line. And he pulls up and just drops anchor just right on top of my line. May have had spot lock. I don't know that he had an anchor. And I as he was pulling up, I cast it. Like he's seen me cast it. I mean, I could just see him. You know, he wasn't that far away. And anyway, like I yell at the guy, like, and I didn't mean like yell at him like I was trying to fight, but you know, I speak loud enough to where he could hear me. I said, "Hey, dude, you're right on top of my fishing line. Like you see, like I'm right there." So he just moves to the other side of the boat and starts doing that vertical jigging. I'm like, I'm starting to get pretty hot. And then I see these other boats out there, and I see this boat. This guy's out there fishing with his daughter and his son. They were pretty young. I was like, you better calm down, dude. You know, you like that fish of the year contest. You get out here, you start fights and acting stupid and whatever. And then like you're actually out here to make content, so just make content. So I turned the camera around and I said, you know, hey, look at this dude on top of my spot, blah, 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 blah. So like I said, I didn't use all the videos that I'd made that day, but I think I tried to make about 20 videos that day. So about a week and a half later, I get to work early on purpose because a lot of times I would sit there by myself and I'll edit a video and then post it, right? So I post this, and then about 30 minutes later, I get a notification in my pocket, and get a notification in my pocket, and get another notification, and then another notification, and then another notification. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I look in my phone, and then it's like all the comments on there, and it's, you know, it's, oh, I throw a sinker. This is why I carry a sinker, you know, big sinkers. I cast it at his head, cast it at his head, cast it at his head. And, you know, then there were some boaters that were like, that's not your spot. And if anybody cast in my head, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I'm kind of letting it go. And then like in the, you know, I'm down about 30 or 40 comments now, which is not the norm for my stuff. I see this picture of this real pretty lab sitting on a boat. And like, you know, it's the first thing I see. I didn't like read the comment immediately. And I was thinking, I understand why that dude does not want somebody throwing a sinker at his head, right? Like he's got his dog on there. And I went to read that comment, and it was, I'll sick my effing dog on you and fire my gun at you the entire time.
Oh,
and I'll pull up on the bank. And I just hid the comment. I went and hid all the ones that were talking about throwing sinkers at people's heads.
Yeah.
I went and changed the text of, you know, my original text on it. It's like, hey, like, I'm just having fun. You know, like if you're going to comment about trying to harm somebody, I'm going to hide all those comments. And man, that thing it had legs. Now I do feel like I got called we'll keep it PG. I do feel like I got called a wimp about 700 times.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's Facebook.
But I also made about $35 off that post. And then later I had seen one, and it, like a lot of them were, it's not your spot, buy a boat, you know, do this and that, you know, say it's what was it? It's tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor. I like that one.
I love the keyboard warriors on Facebook.
Oh, I know it.
And well, one of them was stupid ASS bank fisherman, always casting 100 yards out, effing our word, right?
Oh wow.
I laughed, and it's like you guys joke around with each other.
We all do it. If I'm fishing from the bank, I'm throwing as far out into the water as I can.
You're just covering water.
And
right?
if I'm fishing in the boat, I'm sitting out there throwing as close to the bank as I can. It's hilarious if you think about the fact that we all do this.
What time is it?
Something psychological about a long cast. Oh, that long cast, that's going to catch me something. But
It's not even psychological. It's covering water.
I
have to cover the water that I can cover, because I'll cast it long and then I'll move it and then I'll move it and then I'll move it. And if I get a bite 20 yards from the bank, I won't cast it 100 yards the next
Right,
cast.
right.
All right. So I like that comment so much. I screenshotted it. I cut it out. I covered up the guy's name and his face. Right. And I knew, like, the next time I go fishing, I was going to use it. So I go down to the Candleton Dam, and I don't have like good winter jackets. They're like cheap winter jackets, man. I look like a poor person now. I look practically homeless out there. Anyway, so I set the camera up. I walk down to the bank. I look, turn around, I look, and I point, like where the comment's going to be. And I go to cast it, and I think I'm going to cast it 100 yards, right? No, it is one of the weakest casts I ever. So I ended up posting that one too, and it ended up getting more views than the first one, and made about the same amount of money, man. I just love that. That was, you guys joke around with each other, and that guy might have been being a jerk, but if it's creative, I don't mind it. If it's the same thing that everybody else is posting, ain't interesting. Be different. You know what I mean? If you're going to insult me, at least be different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shoot. Let's do it. I'm a Generation X, man. I grew up with an uncle that was an aunt that was 2 years older than me, an uncle that was 4 years older than me, and an uncle that was 6 years older than me, and I caught hell the entire time.
Oh, I mean, Gen X, we were basically feral, So how many times were we out somewhere that our parents had absolutely no clue where we were at? We probably shouldn't have been there.
Man, when I see a 9-year-old say something like, "Hey, Mom, would you get up and fix me something to eat?"
Oh,
and just like make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or make a hot dog or something, it just blows my mind. I'm like, man, I'd get in trouble for that. Like, you know where the kitchen is and clean up your mess.
Mom, will you make me a peanut butter sandwich? And my mom would have looked at me with, poof, you're a peanut butter sandwich. 100%. That is what my mother, and she's probably watching tonight because her and Dad watch Catfish Weekly every week.
Oh, I am happy for you. And that is the worst part about like me doing this is knowing like how much my dad would have loved this, because like I get like all the storytelling and the talking and all that stuff. Like he was always a big storyteller and stuff, and not just telling stories. Like he's out there, living life and doing crazy stuff to make the stories.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, I can tell you this. I guarantee he's watching.
Yeah, so. I feel like now I'm not going to do it, and I fight the urge to talk about it, because I have the urge to talk about it all the time, and I don't really want the channel actually centered around that. But I feel like my channel should be Fishing with Ghost, because talking about Dad all the time, and Mom really wasn't into fishing, so it's kind of hard to, damn, that damn thing is moving. Anyway, and like the guy that I told the first story about, the Alan Richardson, he's passed away since then. And it's just, it is what it is. It's just part of getting older.
Oh, I know. I totally get it. My grandparents on my mom's side, my mom's mom and dad, they were like an extra set of parents to me. And I lost them both fairly young, way younger than what I probably should have. But that was, I mean, there were years where I don't think we went more than a weekend without going fishing. And so Pop and I were out there on the boat all the time.
I hear that a lot. People going with that is like Dad and I, we talked fishing a lot, and we went fishing a few times. But most of our fishing stuff was just talking about it. It wasn't. It really wasn't like us going fishing.
Yeah. We used to go all, and I guarantee, looking back now, I'm like, there were some of those weekends. I promise you, he did not want to go to the lake, but he went because I wanted to go to the lake. Yeah, Keith is absolutely right. He said, nope, Gen X is built, we just built different than these kids.
I don't know if you do like a lot of reading, but just from hearing that story, I think if you checked out Mike Iaconelli's first book, his actual autobiography, I think because when you said Pop, that's exactly what that reminded me of. Is him telling stories about learning to fish with his uncle, his dad.
I have to check that out.
I learned a lot from that book. And I really enjoyed it. Now I'm not going to be a bass fisherman. Like, that ship has sailed. I don't even want to do it, right? But even for like doing the content stuff, him talking about like how he had to spend so much time fishing, and then like spending time fishing takes away from the time with the sponsors, and spending time doing stuff for the sponsors, taking away time from the fishing. And, there's, now I'd read that book years before I even started all this. So when I started all this, I kind of had that in mind, but I think there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from that, even if a person wasn't going to be like into bass fishing, doing tournament fishing, I should say. Something like it. Do I still have power on this? I don't want to. I'm at 40%. But I can hook something up, make a charge. Bet it'll last. So did we see something move?
It looked like that one over on the left, the one that you just picked up a minute ago. It looked like it bumped, but I can't guarantee.
See, it definitely just barely bumped a minute ago. It just, whatever it is not being serious about it.
I had a good size one. That's been about a month ago now, because that's how often I get to go anymore here lately. But I had one sit there and just kind of bump at it, and I finally looked, and the line was way further down than it started out. And I said, he's got that thing. He's just not pulling on it. And I reeled down on him. He ended up being,
I didn't think about that.
He was like 30 pounds, something like that.
I make my day today. I don't have a bunch of 30 pounders on the wall. That'd make my day. I'd be happy with 30 pounder. What I need is a dang barge to go by.
Oh, yes.
I have one on the way. And I think from where it's at, it'll probably get here in time to do one of those real exciting hook up as the time's expiring.
Hey, it's as long as you're fighting it when the time expires. If you land it, it counts. So I mean,
and I'll make it good and exciting. I'll be up in that water knee deep in the mud and having to fall over.
No, just.
And I'll try not to cuss. I'll do minion talk.
She'll be up here yelling at me the whole time. Why are you getting muddy?
Oh, I went one time, and I was going to shoot a video. I think I ended up shooting a video, but I had gone to a spot over here local to us. They call it the Big Muddy River, and it gets that name. It earned its name. And I hooked up something, and I'm reeling it in, and I go down to the water had been high, and it had dropped off quite a bit. And I walked down that mud bank to go land that fish, and I slipped and fell in that mud and was just covered in that stuff. And I left every bit of that in the video just because that's what either you're going to laugh at it because it's never happened to you, or you're going to go, hey, that's how it happens to me, and you're going to relate to it. But either way, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's something different, and it's not something like you want to be genuine. You don't want to do it on purpose.
No,
I'm not going to get out here and do it just for the sake of making a video. That's not it. You want to be genuine.
I haven't done it in a few years, but the first couple years I had my channel, well, first 2 or 3 years I had my channel, I'd always go through and grab blooper reel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're shooting an intro and you say something and it hits you, they're like, whoa, what did I just say? And I'd throw all that into one video. And I got a kick out of editing it. Those videos, the blooper reels, never got any traction, it seemed like, but they were always fun to edit. So,
Well, I think you can. There's a trick to making viral videos, and not that I know, but there is. But are you doing it for that reason, or are you doing it for fun? And if you're doing it for fun, if you're doing it for viral, then like your enjoyment of doing it part shouldn't matter.
right.
So then like you want to have engagement, you want to stop the scroll, all those key things that they all talk about. Which I like to keep that stuff in mind. Hey man, I made that $30. I was feeling myself.
Oh yeah.
I like the idea of being paid to fish. I like the idea of it paying my phone bill. And I don't drive far, so it's not the gas part of it doesn't cost me a whole lot. And the government keeps a bunch of my money, and I would like the idea of not having a little bit of tax deductible on that.
Yes,
right,
100% there.
So I was talking about fishing with my dad, right, and how I didn't fish with him a lot. We're talking about being Gen X and just doing whatever, whatever we kind of doing whatever we felt like. So I was probably about third grade. And I had my fishing rod, I had a little tackle box, and I walked down to Drexboro Lake. And it was the first, now I'd been fishing by myself, several times, probably 2 summers at that point. And it was the first time that I went and actually caught a mess of fish myself. I caught my first keeper bass. It was just over 12 inches and a handful of bluegills, and as a little kid like that, and we were poor, we kept all of our fish so we could eat it. And anyway, so I was pretty proud of myself. And it was a long walk home because carrying them fish on the dang stringer, stringer's cutting my hand. I try and hold it over my shoulder, and then the fish are poking my back, and then the string's cutting my shoulder. And I don't know how much you know about Kentucky, but it's downhill on the way to Drexboro Lake, and it ain't nothing but uphill on the way back. It's a lot of hills. Anyway, so I get back, and Dad's actually on the outside in the backyard. We had this old table that came from my great grandpa, who used to be on a logging camp. He was the first union president of the, I believe, of the TBA out there in Drexboro, right? John Clark Wilson. I believe I got that right. Anyway, so Dad's out there cleaning fish. So I'm like third grader. I'm feeling myself. I walk up there. It's him and his buddy. And I'm like, here you go, Dad. I caught some fish. Like I'm going to slap the fish up there for him to clean them. And he's like, that's a nice mess of fish. Okay. I said, well, here you go. You can clean them. He said, no, I'm not cleaning them. Hang on. And he went inside and he come back and he was holding this fillet knife. And not his fillet knife. And I'm like, kind of like in awe, because I didn't really have any knives at that time. And he come and he said, all right, this is your fillet knife. If you're going to keep fish, you're going to have to fillet your own fish.
Yep.
You have to keep up with your knife. You can keep it in your tackle box, blah, 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 right? Then he showed me how to clean a fish, then watched me clean one, and then he left, right? Now, I probably came out with 4 good fillets out of the bunch.
Yep.
Right. So like when I'm done, I take the fish in there. Now Mom, Dad liked to brag about eating them flopping fresh. Like their mouth is still moving in the bucket. Like Mom's already got the grease going, making the hush puppies. Dad plays the first bunch, takes it in, that kind of operation. So I bring my fish in, and I guess Dad had Mom put my fish to the side, and we're all sitting there at the table, me and Mom, my brother Randy, and my brother Christopher. Jesse was probably a baby at the time. And he announces to the table, this is the fish that Jeff ate. So anyway, I missed a part. So when he's telling me about cleaning the fish, he does this big speech about our family does not ever feed somebody a fillet with bones in it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this is the thing. Like, there is never a bone in any of my fish. There should never be a bone in any of your fish. I'm pretty young to take that responsibility. So we're at the table, and he takes his fork and sticks it in that fish, and he announces at the table, "This is the fish that Jeff caught." And just throws it right in his mouth. And man, I was about half terrified that there was going to be a bone in there and he was going to choke on it.
Oh, no.
That was like a lot of pride and being terrified, like all at the same time, man. But like I ended up not having any kids, but my sister's son, my nephew, they live in Lexington. They actually live in Georgetown. But he'll come and stay for the summer for a week or so. And that I was pretty happy that I got to teach him to clean fish that way. Like nobody taught him how to fillet fish yet. And not only did I get to teach him to fillet fish that way, but I'd also had my dad's fillet knife, and I'd passed the fillet knife on to him. Right. And I'd done the same thing. Like I showed him how to clean one. I watched him clean one, and then I walked away. And he come back and asked me a question, and I went back and showed him because, as Gen Xers, we ruined the next generation. I blame all the millennial stuff on the Gen Xers anyway, because we did not raise them kids to be tough. Anyway, so the next fall, like he's here in the summer, so that fall, my sister calls me all proud that he went fishing, like they went camping and fishing with his buddies. He filleted the fish, he cleaned the fish, he caught the fish, he filleted the fish, he cleaned the fish, and fed him and his buddies with the fish that he caught and filleted. I was like, man, that's pretty. We're gonna get a fish right now, and I bet it's gonna be that rod way over there that ain't got no light. That fucking sound, that sound's gonna go off. That freaking sound's gonna go off. I bet it's gonna be that, because I got night crawlers on that one. I just took a shot. Sometimes you gotta do something different.
Oh
yeah. I wish I'd have been able to catch a couple bluegill, but whatever. I'm happy to get here and sit up here and tell stories and get to know a few people. I should have been watching the YouTube to see the comments, man. And that's one thing that sucks about the YouTube lives is, like, once it's over, I can't see any of those comments.
You got to wait for them to load. So when
there's a setting on that too.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. But usually it's a process.
When you're setting it up, there is one that says live chat replay, and by default it is unchecked. And if you check that, then you can go back and you'll see all the comments after the live. But
perfect, because that, like I said, I'll go back and watch your guys' live, other people's lives, and with the no comments, man, it's it's all right, but you'd like to see what people say. Are you guys on Spotify?
We were being downloaded to Spotify. I don't think it's been being uploaded.
Yeah, it hasn't been uploaded in a while now.
Man,
somebody else mentioned that last week. I don't remember who it was.
Man, there's just, and I get that you don't want to manage too many channels, like Facebook and YouTube and TikTok is almost too much. But man, I'd like to see you guys start uploading your weeklies to Spotify again. There's just nothing. It's just burning the the audio off of it. And I think you can use.
Last I knew, they were
upload
up until probably the last couple months. They probably haven't been, but there's used to be a lot of the Catfish Weekly episodes on them.
That's where I first was able to even listen to it.
There's a few fishing channels I'll listen to. Like I like that guy Bass and Talk. I'll listen to that some, even though I don't bass fish. I just kind of like I just like the guy. Yeah. Right. And I think Dieter Melhorn was doing it for a little bit, but then he stopped. And I imagine he just got tired of doing it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that guy at all. I don't, I just watch his stuff on.
He comes in here every once in a while.
Yeah.
But man, that was disappointing because I really, I listened to like a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I was really enjoying getting to listen to something that's like more in my field. Now I'm not doing the tournament fishing and stuff, but he always had some interesting, useful. I kind of liked his cadence and his storytelling, the way he tells his stories. He might not be no fishing stuff. That dude is hilarious. He is wired up. Oh man, we're almost at the end of. We're gonna
Come
get
on,
one
fishes.
right now. We're gonna
Come
get
on,
one
fish.
right. It's gonna happen.
You just go there, spring underneath your boat.
Yeah, all right. You can't even see that light stick over.
I can see it.
All right. You help me watch that one. This is why I go fishing with Jason and we don't catch any fish. We just sit and talk the whole time.
That sounds like when me and my buddy go out. Yeah, that's been some of the best trips though. Sit out there and you might get one or two bites in the whole evening, but just sit down there and BS at the side of the water. We've had more fun on that, telling old stories, and we tell the same old stories too. We still laugh at them.
The thing is, like, I know they're here, and I may not have the right bait today. I may not be in the right spot. But, I'm at least here seeing about it. We'll see. And hell, it may not even be catfish out there moving around. It may be them big Asian carp or something. I don't know.
Maybe the one that broke my rod.
Oh, we were fishing. There used to be a barge that was
Partially submerged.
do what, Deb?
It's partially submerged.
Yeah, there was this barge that was submerged up near the Troy boat ramp, and like they have all that shelf rock right there on the Indiana side, and that little current break between the barge and that shelf rock, man, it held fish. The fishing was actually really good whenever that was there. So I get off work one morning. It's supposed to be pretty nice. I tell her, I said, "Hell, let's go fishing for a few hours." So we go out to Troy, and we get there, and this about 4 foot long grass carp, just common carp, just swims right along the edge of that. And Debbie tells me, she's like, "I'm gonna catch that." I said, "Sure you are, babe." So she puts a bobber on. First of all, in my mind, I'm thinking nobody's fishing the river with a bobber. Then she puts one of those little blue fox inline spinners on, and she takes and puts niblets on each one of those. Like, yeah, babe, that looks like a rig that's going to catch fish, right? That's why you can't ever doubt people. You're like, just try it, see what happens. So she's casting that out a few times, and I had to go get something from we had an SUV at the time. I had to go get something from the Exploder, and I come back, and she's standing there just with both hands on her fishing rod, holding a half a fishing rod, and looked like she just seen a ghost. I said, "Hey, babe, why do you have a half a fishing rod?" And she said, "It fit, and all I could do was hold on. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't reel. I couldn't do nothing." And you talk about feeling like a scoundrel. Now, I don't think I broke the butt on her fishing rod, but that fish breaking that dang rod was, I feel like 100% my fault. Because like I told you guys, like I like to set her stuff up and all that, and she knows how to fish. But anytime you're any rod and reel, but like especially them Zepcos, because when we go to put them away, we'll put that hook and then we'll tighten that drag down and then we'll turn that reel handle, right? If you don't check that drag before you start casting, man, that thing may be locked up. And her dang drag was locked up, and she had no chance of catching that big fish because her drag was locked up, man. I felt, it's just one of those deals where like I felt bad, but I learned my lesson. And it's like one of those things every time before, when I first get out there, man, I check them drags on everything.
I try to remember, and I preach it too about checking drag. And
oh yeah, I have to check mine anytime I fish with Chad.
Yes, he does.
Because he's been known to go off behind me and loosen them all the way.
What?
That is one thing I do not miss about fishing like this with them spinning reels is like, oh, we'll just loosen the drag on it, right? you know, so that way it can take it, but there's no real bite alarm. So you'll get a bite, I'll get excited, I'll get a bite, I'll pick it up and go to set the hook, and it's nothing but drag. It's like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, we were fishing. We get together about once a year around New Year's Eve up at Baldwin Lake in southern Illinois. And Chad was over there fishing with us one year, and I walked away from my rods, and he's over there loosening the tops on all the spinning reels. That way I had no drag. And
that was so funny.
But it was fun. And we still can tell that story and laugh about it.
That's what friends are for right there, I'm telling you.
That wasn't the same year you picked up Caitlin, was it?
That was the same year I picked up Caitlin. So
yeah, he picked my daughter up, and she flipped out.
Yes, she did.
Whoop.
I still can't get her to say hi to me at times. She just looks at me and gives me a dirty look.
Yeah, she does that to me too.
It's times like that make you fishing by yourself. That's like, yeah, I like going by myself now. My drags are set right.
So what month do you think V's actually going to get picked? Because that's the month I want to put my name on it.
Oh, it's going to be
the month that she is most likely to get chosen. I'm going to put my name on the list.
I haven't gone and looked to see how many signups we have already.
Oh, I don't know. Really.
We got 2 on there. 3. Let's see. Hold on. We might have more than that.
Let's see. There's already 5 comments.
Yeah, but I can only see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Come on now, 12 minutes.
You got 3. Danny, instead of putting one to where you can see it, Danny commented 3.
Oh, okay. Danny signed up underneath V. And I'm trying to figure out if Ethan Levi signed up or not.
He said sign me up.
See, his isn't showing up now, but I could see his comment said friends fish together. I figured he probably did, but
I'm confused who's doing what here. I don't know.
Let's go. Hit it. It's just
come on, fish. You got like 10 minutes. A couple more, a little bit, 10, 11 minutes.
Just my face there.
Oh, V says May is her birthday. We have to pick her.
Oh, I might have to put mine in for May then.
When she gets picked, you're going to have to show us how it's done.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, you would think right now would be a great time fish should be. That water temperature on the Ohio where we're at is about 62. The creek was almost 69 degrees.
Oh, wow.
So you would think right now it'd be
it should be fire right now.
We've had a cold spell this week. It's going to start warming up in like 2 days.
Yeah, it come through. What day was that? Friday, I guess it was. It was
Saturday here.
It was warm out Friday, and then once that front went past, it really dropped down.
It was 70 degrees when I got to the boat ramp Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. By noon, it had dropped 22 degrees.
Oh wow! So we were on the road a lot of the day on Saturday. We went over to Missouri for Christina's grandma's 90th birthday party, so we got to go over there for that, which was awesome.
Those are awesome. I think I've got to do about 2 of them. And
then we messed around, ran into some old friends over there just out of the blue, and I don't think we got home. It was going on 8 o'clock by the time we got home. Wow. Sunday, I went outside and put together a log splitter. That was my day Sunday. That thing's so freaking cool, though. I've never owned one. I don't know how I got along this long without one.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, my stepdad had one.
Oh, the stuff that I've set to the side that I couldn't get busted with a splitting maul. it kind of takes a little bit of your ego when you throw the thing on there and hit the ram and it just goes pop.
Uh-huh.
It busts into two pieces. And I'm like, I don't know how many times I've hit that with a splitting maul.
The hell are we
You
doing
think
outside?
that it's like a bit that you split your wood with. It shows a little log,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and one guy was trying it out. He actually done it to see if it really worked, and it really did work.
My dad was looking at buying one of those a while back. Dan, I bought the 30-ton from Harbor Freight. I caught it on sale. They had I guess, what was it back? Sometime back in February is when I ordered it. And they had one of their Harbor Freight coupons. It dropped it down to about right at $1,000, I think. And pre-ordered it, and it came in last Tuesday, I guess it was. So we went and picked it up, and Sunday was the first chance I had to get it put together. It goes together easy, but you got to have another set of hands when you go to move the ram into place, because that thing weighs a lot. Oh,
We're gonna move right over here and see what happens.
All right.
10 minutes, I can be a little more active. Probably told enough stories.
Danny said we out there smashing stuff with the log splitter. Yeah, that's right.
I love Harbor Freight.
I spend way too, and my wife will verify this, I spend way too much time and money at Harbor Freight. So
I went there a couple years ago and got some jack stands, and the guy asked me if I wanted what the hell's that called?
A warranty.
A warranty. And I told him, I said, well, I don't want a warranty, and if they don't work, I'm gonna come back and just throw them through your window. And then I guess I walked out.
And the guy behind him said the same thing.
oh wow.
Which I was, just having fun, but
Well, yeah.
but still, that's the
They
all right. One fall a night is enough.
yeah, I still don't have the I put an hour meter on it because it doesn't come with one. I ended up putting an hour meter on there, and I think I've got it up to about 3/4 of an hour on it. Once I hit 1 hour on that engine, I'm gonna change the oil, but I've been taking it easy on it just during that break-in period on that engine, but you can't not split something with it. I mean, I probably the first 15-20 minutes I didn't split anything, and then I'm like, I've got to try this out.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Make something happen. Everything has to give me that vacation.
Yeah, I was saying, my stepdad had one. And it was well, actually, he had three. It was 3 different models. It was an 81 model, a 72 model, and a 70 model. AKA, it was 3 boys.
Yeah. Pretty much. And mom and dad come by the house today to drop something off, and I was telling Dad, I said, this is a lot different than the old splitting maul.
Hopefully, everybody remember hit that thumbs up tonight too, please.
I'd have killed for that thing back when I was a teenager, and we were getting firewood every year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what are we at thumbs up? We're at 37 thumbs up, and I know we can go higher than that. We got 43 folks watching, so. Randy Swain, Josh is the only person I know that worries about break-in time. Randy, I will put it this way. I put an hour meter on it. I put a tachometer. I clipped a temporary tachometer on there. That way I didn't run at 1 RPM for too long or didn't run it too high. I don't want that thing to mess up. So get those rings good and seated and the thing will run forever.
Oh man.
We had a message, had a couple messages here. Let me get those real quick before I forget while I'm thinking of it.
It's just V begging.
No, this is from Lisa. This is
Oh, there we go.
get it.
Don't fall. Camera.
Camera, turn the camera.
Hmm.
Oh, it's that one that's been getting bumped too.
Maybe not. Ah, it's gonna be good enough because at least it's one. Ah,
We can't see you.
There we go.
move the camera, Deborah.
I'm trying.
She's trying. Give her a break.
Can you see it, guys?
We
Yeah,
got you.
perfect. Yep.
Don't be falling down, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Because then I'm gonna laugh, but I'm gonna ask you if you're okay. But I'm gonna laugh first. So
Let me get down here and see if I can. You got it? You gonna pull one of my moves?
Dan, I'll do that after the show. I'll send you a link to that.
It ain't no
Is it?
record breaker.
Hey, a fish on the bank is a fish on the bank.
Oh,
We just made it a fishing show.
I'd say just in the nick of time too.
yep. And he done his faithful thing. He's up to his butt in mud again.
Here we go.
Crawl out of there.
How about that one for the highlight reel? Ah,
You get to see his shiny,
Kaboom.
head there.
that's one. Oh, 3-pounder. Get excited. Now that rod will just take off into the water. Had that happen before too. All right, dear.
You need a log.
He got himself stuck in the mud now.
He's crawling out like a newborn.
Here we go. Gotta have fun, boys. I may be 50, but I ain't dead.
Gimpy's right. So now it's a catching show. There we go.
All right. Some pliers. We should be sitting right on top. Just a little bit of light will get it all taken care of. You got my scales. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right.
Well, that's a good looking fish.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
heck yeah,
flathead.
flathead.
They're all big ones, all right. All right, you got the scales. Let's go. You're looking in there. Tell me if you can see it. There we go. There we go. There's zeros.
All right.
£3. What we got?
oh, that's bright.
Right? Turn your light off there.
It's like 8 something, isn't it? 8.5, 8.7. Looks more like 8.5.
Call what you want.
We can't see it.
I can't.
Can't see it?
Just give me a.
Hey, I'm blind.
I'm gonna take your word for whatever it
All right.
says. So
8 point. Yeah, 8.5, 8.3.
Yeah, it keeps going to 8.5.
I'm gonna go 8.5. I'm gonna go 8.5 on that.
Perfect. We'll get you a little release. How much time do I got left?
Let me look here.
Probably
1 minute, 4 seconds.
Give
All right.
him a kiss goodbye.
Nice. Boy, she's getting the pig. I don't really want to be knee deep again. I think he's
And
pretty
of course,
tough.
anything that's hooked up during when the buzzer sounds, we're whee.
Woo! Woo! Thank you. That was Hunter's rod. I did not get skunked.
There we go.
There you go.
And I got my jeans all nice and muddy for my wife to be mad at later.
Yeah, I still got the pair that I need to take to the car wash.
She gonna make you ride home in the back of the truck.
I carry plenty of towels, beach towels.
Should we drove my truck?
Yeah.
I put her one of those recliners back here like Granny Clampett.
Oh, there we go.
He wanted to bring my Hummer, and I told him no.
All right. Let's see if we got one on this one. Right?
There it
And
is.
there is our timer. Let me bump over to the scoreboard real quick.
Got you one just in time there,
Got
Jeff.
one just in the nick of time. Jeff ended up with 8.5 pounds for the final weight.
So is that the latest the fish has been caught?
Overall leader still Hunter Blackburn with 22.78. And we had, I don't know about you, Chad, but I had an absolute blast tonight with Jeff.
I did.
So,
I like Jeff.
Man,
There's
I appreciate
very
y'all letting me do
few times I will send somebody a friend request on Facebook. Jeff got one.
that. That's right.
there we go.
Now, just what I need from y'all is some of them. When you guys catch one, I want to see some of them fish of the year entries.
I will, you know what? I will take you up on that. So
I don't think I have one from Ohio right at the moment.
Well,
And I
you probably
keep saying
won't,
that,
'cause
but I don't think neither one of y'all in Ohio.
nope, they don't have fish over in Ohio anyway. So I had to send you one from Kentucky.
Man, the first job I had when I moved to this area, we had to go to Ohio quite a bit.
I'm sorry.
Ohio's all right, but it ain't Indiana or Kentucky. I'll take Indiana and Kentucky over Ohio.
oh yeah.
Woo! That's fun, man.
I don't know. I think I've only been to Ohio a couple times, so
That's about all you need.
it wasn't. It was none of it was memorable. So
Yeah. Other than they did manage to put Iron Maiden in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I like that. And Iron Maiden's not even going to show up. They're going to go do their concert instead. I like that too.
that's pretty awesome too.
Like,
Let's
yeah.
see. Larry Listenby joined us right here at the end. He said internet service has been spotty, but he said he missed a lot of the show. But says congrats, Jeff.
Now, what's the latest the fish has been caught while you guys been doing this?
That's pretty much cutting it
That's
close.
pretty-
We've had a
pretty
couple
close
right
to
here
it
at the
right
very
there.
end.
That's what I want to hear. If I ain't if I didn't catch the biggest one, at least I caught the latest one.
I was because I know James Cool Cats. His was right towards the very end. wasn't it?
James had one towards the end, and I'm
And it
trying
was a
to
flathead.
think of was it Austin from Fishing Fever last season had one towards the end, or maybe not.
I don't remember. No,
I've
I think
slept since
Austin.
then, so
I was gonna say I think Austin skunked that night.
he might have skunked that night.
He had a rough night.
I know. Well, there was that night that Stan Smith caught one and knocked the rod rack over and everything. And
That's awesome.
I was worried Stan was going to fall out the boat. I was like,
Yeah.
we can't be having that.
All right.
Falling out of the boat at night.
Yeah,
No,
I don't want
good
to. I don't want to fall out the boat at night.
Well, out of the boat,
I mean-
period. Nice.
I had this little 10-foot bass hound, and
I don't know who the other one is. Here, take
she managed to fall out of it twice. The first time we were fishing one of them strip pits in Drakesboro, Central City, Kentucky. My brother and his wife were out on their boat, and it's one of them little plastic 10-foot bass hounds. And she had to pee, so we went kind of in a cove, and she did her business, grabbed a cup, peed in the cup, and went to pull the cup out from between her legs and lost her balance and just went straight in. Now, those strip pits are deep, and
Mhm.
the water's kind of fucking gross. Water's kind of freaking gross. And she comes up butt first. And like, at first, I'm kind of like, when she first goes in, it's kind of comical. But then when she comes up butt first, man, I'm Like, this is my wife. I'm kind of terrified.
Well,
So I
yeah.
reached over and grabbed her and pulled her up out of the water. She starts cussing me immediately. I'm trying to pull my pants up. What are you doing? And I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to save your
You're
life.
trying to save your life. Yeah.
But she's a trooper, man. It started raining. It was just like a light drizzle.
Oh,
We were
man.
fishing in the summer. And I said, well, it's raining. Do you want to go ahead and go home? And she said, I'm already wet and we're catching fish. We might as well just keep going. I was like, atta girl.
That a girl.
Atta girl. And then when she fell out of that thing the second time, we sold it and bought a bass boat.
That's probably good.
And then
My daughter, when
now
she
we have
was,
three boats.
when
Then
my daughter used to go fishing with me a lot, and I can't hardly get her to do it no more. You know, she's 11 going on 16, but
that's
she,
my niece, yeah.
when she was 4, 5, 6 years old, and all I had to say was, let's go fishing, and she'd hop in the truck. She would be up and down, back and forth in the boat, and we'd be out on the river.
You're gonna have to call that.
And I ended up hooking a carabiner to her life jacket and giving her a length of paracord and hooking the other end up to the rails on the boat. That way, if she did happen to fall off in the river, at least she was only going about 3 foot. Hi, Dee.
I love it. That's awesome.
No, it's laying over there on top of that brown thing.
Can't see
Where I
nothing
figured
anymore,
like
can
maybe-
Oh, I'm probably out. Well, guys, I guess that's probably about it, ain't it?
Yeah, it's getting close.
Yeah, it's about my
Hey,
bedtime.
I'm going to pull up the announcement. I had a couple messages from Lisa Swain here, and I told her I would read those off. The first one is April the 24th, which is this Friday, from 7 a.m. to noon, I'm assuming Eastern time. At the gathering, Steve Douglas versus Ray Ferguson. And for one last time, an old school tournament. 3 biggest fish, no electronics, paper map only. And that's going to be live on the Trophy Seeker Outdoors channel.
I think that is, you put $5 in on who you think the favorite is, and that goes to whatever they're raising money for.
And
I
then
thought I heard B say that today.
And then the other one, I've got a thing here, raffle tickets, $10 each. Win a chance to fish with the legendary Ray Ferguson at the gathering. Said if you want a ticket and are not attending the gathering, you can win a River Cats tackle rod.
There you go.
And that's got the information there. All proceeds are going to Chad and D Fields. So
Yes, thank you.
I know Chad would not have read that himself, but I will read that for my brother and my sister. So
No, thank you all for what you're all doing. That's all I can say without getting emotional. So thank you.
Yep. But Jeff, it has been an absolute blast having you on here tonight, buddy. It was great to get a chance to meet you, and you being as close as you are, we're going to have to get together and fish together at some point. So
Yeah, maybe one of these days I can get down there and take you to the right side of the river and catch fish.
I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
All right,
I love
buddy.
it. Let's do it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Anybody still watching? Send them photos. The fish just has to be caught from December 1st of 2025 to November 30th. 2026 is the last day to enter. It doesn't matter what month the fish was caught in. The month you send it to me is what we go by for fish of the month.
Okay.
And we do an adult fish of the month and a youth fish of the month, and the winners get certificates. That way you don't have to worry about taking away from kids. And the fish of the year, we do adult male, adult female, youth female, subscribers favorite. And the thing is nobody votes for the adult males. I think last year it took about 26 votes to win that.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Nobody cares about us, fellas.
No, that's how it works. But
And that's perfectly fine.
I'm okay
man.
with that. If they're voting for the kids and leaving me alone, I'm okay with that. So
all right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate getting the chance to do this. You guys are the best.
Jeff, thank you. Nice to meet you, brother. And we'll probably see you here in Owensboro here in a few weeks. So
I love it. Let's do it.
all right, guys.
All right.
that's
guys
gonna,
be safe getting home.
it's going to just about do it for this evening for us. Oh, Jeff's gone.
Just said bye. He's got to go get that mud off of him.
He's got to get the mud off of him. So, but that's all I've got for this evening. I did not have a chance to even consider making a bragging board tonight, and that was I wanted to make one because my son caught his very first crappie the other day.
I saw that. That's awesome.
He has talked about that fish all weekend, so that was the proud dad moment right there. So
Absolutely.
he could have had several more, but he's 4 going on 5. He sets his rod down, he walks away and gets interested in other stuff, and here's the bobber taking off. And when it's let up by the time that he gets back to the rod, but he got him one. He had a blast. He was telling everybody this weekend about it, and that's all that matters. So
That is all that matters, brother. And there's going to be more to come with that. And
yep.
As he gets a little bit older, he'll get a little bit more into it, and just let him have fun.
Yep,
So.
he's starting to get interested finally, and I'll take that because my fishing buddy, she give up on me, so she won't go with me no more.
I understand that completely too, my
Yep,
friend.
yeah, you know how that goes.
At least yours still talks to you. Mine hardly even talks to me. Half the
Well,
time,
there we
so.
go. So, everybody, appreciate you watching. We hit that thumbs up button on the way out if you haven't done so already. We'll look at the leaderboard one more time before we close this out tonight.
Still
Jeff
anybody's
finished with
game.
the last minute, and it was a flathead too, which makes it cool. 8.5 pounds. Hunter Blackburn still holding the lead, 22.78 pounds. And the sign up for the May edition of Top Cat is live on the Catfish Weekly Facebook group. We will be drawing that 2 weeks from today. That is May 4th. So sign up, or just understand if you do sign up, you're going to bear the wrath of V.
Mhm.
But that should do it for this evening. Take care, everybody, and we will see you next week.
You guys have a great week. Be guys down there in Chattanooga. Be safe. Have fun.
Have fun, be safe, and come home with a lot of stories. So
That's right.
and catch fish, send them into the bragging board. Just a hint there. So
There you